Do you have a saltwater system for your pool? Well, today I'm gonna show you how I care for my pool on a weekly basis and go over some basic maintenance tips so you can spend less time scrubbing and more time swimming. Stick around! Let's go take a look at our saltwater system, shall we? Now, your systems may vary here, but the best practices will still remain the same. So here we are. Here is my Autopilot salt chlorine generator system. Now, I put this little rubber flap here to protect these buttons from sun exposure and fading. As I lift this up, it says my pool temperature is about 82 degrees. And our first step is we're gonna shut off the pump. Now my pump is off. Now over here is my whole pool filtration system. I have my filter, my pump, my salt generator in purple back there, and this is my heater. Over here I have my jet valves, and then I have my drain tubes. I'm gonna open up all my drains. So for my next step, over here I'm gonna release the pressure on my filter. Take that out, and I'm gonna set that aside. Kind of hear the air coming out. And while the air is getting out of the system over here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to my pool and I'm gonna look at my catch bins and empty those out. So first off, this is where my Baracuda zips around, and you can see it's down there. I don't have a catch bin in this one. The hose just runs right in, down into the pool system. Over here, this catch bin is always running. You can see we got some stuff in there. I do put this rock here in the bottom. It does kind of float a little bit sometimes, so I put that rock in there to weight it down. Let's take this out. You can see we got some leaves and junk in there. We're gonna empty this out. Grass clippings. Looks pretty good to me. Throw that back in, put my rock in, and close it back up. Next, I'll need my garden hose. Pull it out all the way to the street. Next thing I'm gonna do is push this little yellow tab in, and I'm gonna twist off this large ring. Then I'm gonna come over here, I'm gonna pop this top off of the filter. There it is. And off it comes. You can see as I zoom in closer, you can see the dirt and little stuff that this filter has picked up, pretty jammed up in there. Let's clean this baby. I'm gonna carefully pull this filter out, and boom, set that aside. Now that I got my filter out, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this down to the curb where I have my hose set up. I'm gonna rinse this all off. So now I just finished hosing this whole thing off, and it is clean, baby. Now what I'm gonna do is take it and put it right back where it was. I'm gonna gently push off any of this debris here, get this off of my seal. Next part, we're gonna reinstall our cover. I'm gonna push this down, and I'm gonna get on top of it and push it down hard, so that way it is sealed tight. So I always go down here and take a look at this seal, and I wanna make sure that it is equal all the way around. If it looks equal all the way around, you're good. Now we're gonna reinstall our ring seal. I'm gonna put this back on, twist it tight until you hear a good click. And that's it, that's on there, not going any further. Then I'm gonna take my little seal that I started with and put that back in. Make sure the threads line up and twist it down. That's good. Next is the filter catch bin right here. We're gonna open up this cover and take out the filter. Now, in order to get these off really easy without stressing out your hands too much, is what I like to use is one of these belt style removing tools. I'll have one of these belt removing tools down below in the description, so check it out. What I'm gonna do is take this belt, and I don't even put it back through the slot, and I just put it around the cover here, and I just twist, and that loosens it up nicely for me. There you go. You always want to check your seal here to make sure this is nice and snug. No cracks or breaks in that. Set that aside. And you can see as I pull this out, look at all that garbage in there. Ugh. Let's go hose this baby out. I actually like to rinse these babies from the outside and then just give them a couple taps, and you can see everything kind of comes out. And then any remaining garbage, you just kind of get out with your hand, throw that aside. This is pretty good. I'm gonna drop this filter back in, push it down, take my cover, center that, put my ring on. I'm gonna hand tighten this down, and that looks pretty good. Now there is one more thing that we have to check here. Now we have our salt generator down here, and this pipe leads to a filter right inside here, so we're gonna loosen this up, get the filter out. Now there's not always a lot of stuff found inside this thing, but it is a good idea to check it. So I'm gonna put my belt around it and pull. Just like that. There we go, loosen her up. And push the pipe off to the side. And you can see that there is some gunk trapped around the outside, round the outside, round the outside. And if I spin my finger around inside here, you can see there's some more stuff, so we're gonna clean all that out too. Looks good now. Let's go hose this guy off. That'll do. I'm gonna bring our hose back in. I'm gonna take this filter, I'm gonna pop it back in, pull the pipe over, and seal it shut. And there we go. Now what I like to do is, again, take my belt tool, put the strap around it, and close it down just a little bit more. Then I leave this tool hanging right here so that way I always have access to it. That is now done. Every filter in there is clean. All we gotta do now is turn it on. So let's turn our filter back on. Pump, start pump. We can hear it all running. It's also a good idea to check for any leaks coming from anywhere. If any leaks do pop up, just stop your system, reseal anything you need to seal up, and you're good. You can see our jet starting to go. Your jets over here may start to bubble a little bit. That's normal, don't worry, it's just getting air out. That usually stops after a couple seconds. There we go, so if we look in here, you can see constant smooth flow of water. There's no bubbling going on. Now for my system, your system may vary. I shut off my bottom drain, just like that, and that allows my Baracuda to work a little bit better. You can see the ripples from the hose here. That Baracuda is really moving around the pool. This allows it to have extra strength. Look at that. Because the filter's clean, this thing can actually pump and climb up the walls. This thing does a really good job. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is how I keep this pool clean all season long. The whole procedure only takes about 10 to 15 minutes. I usually do it every single weekend throughout the entire pool season. Now in the beginning of the season, I have the pool company come and open up all the lines and get the pool ready. After they leave, I notice that I have to clean the pool filter every other day for about a week because the pool water is dirty once the pool gets open. After a couple times of cleaning it and noticing that the water's clear, this baby's ready to go. I usually end up cleaning this pool filter system about twice a week in the fall because a lot of leaves end up in the pool. And I'm telling you guys, if you can, get yourselves one of these Baracudas. These things are awesome. They make several different models. It scrubs all around the liner while you're going about your day. We run this pool filter about 8 hours a day, 9 to 5, and then that's it. It shuts off and we're good. It's awesome. I never have to scrub the pool, ever, all season long. This thing does it all. Thanks to that and a clean pool filter system, I can spend more time relaxing and enjoying my pool. I'll have one of those Baracudas linked down in the description below, so check it out. Now here's the proof that I know that these practices work. At the end of the season, when the pool company comes to shut down our pool, they check our pool filter system. And I always ask them, give me a grade, tell me how I did. And every time I get an A. The one pool tech guy even said that I had the cleanest pool filter he had seen all week. How about them apples, huh? Consistency is key here, guys. If you keep that pool filter clean, you're gonna have the cleanest pool in town. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's how I take care of my pool throughout the season. If you have any questions, comments, leave them down in the description below. If you found this video helpful, give me one of these. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, you should, because you're gonna keep up with all the latest content here at Garage Gear. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the garage.